Hi everyone, today I'm going to be giving my main takeaways from this week's chapters 20, 21, and 22. One thing that stood out to me is how policy making isn't just a single decision, but a whole process. The lecture breaks it down into stages: agenda, setting, formulation, adaptation, implementation, and evaluation. I never realized how the number of actors actually decreases as you move through the cycle. At the beginning, a lot of groups try to influence what gets on the agenda, but by the time you reach evolution, it's just really a few institutions reviewing whether the policy works. Another important point was the 5 models of policy making: the institutional, rational, incremental, group, and elite models. What I found interesting is that each model sees political actions differently. Some assume actors are fully rational, while others recognize that policies often come from compromise or limited information. The role of institutions, cognitive frames, and policy styles also help me understand why countries respond differently to the same issues. Chapter 21 explains how welfare states grew out of the tension between democratic equality and economic inequality. I understand the welfare state before as just social programs, but the lecture showed that it's just really a whole system that protects people from risks like unemployment, sickness, and old age. Another key point was that the state isn't the only actor providing welfare, and the family and the market also play major roles. Together they form what the slides called a welfare regime. The lecture also went into different explanations for how welfare stages emerge: functionalist, power source resources, institutionalist, and even religious traditions like Christian democracy. I didn't realize that countries like Scandinavia, continental Europe, and Anglo-Saxon countries all follow different welfare modules with different levels of generosity and redistribution. The universalist model redistributes the most, while the liberal targeting model distributes the least. This chapter highlighted that public policies don't just affect specific issues, they shape entire societies. For example, universal programs usually reduce inequality more effectively than means-tested programs. Policies also influence long-term outcomes like health and welfare being. The lecture also tied this to varieties of capitalism. Some systems manage to combine high economic growth with high equality, while others tend to choose one over the other. I also thought the section on gender quotas was really interesting. Policies meant to increase women's representations doesn't change who gets elected. They change the agenda, how legislators behave, and what issues get attention. Lastly, the section on climate change showed how hard it is to create effective global policies because of collective action problems and uneven costs across countries.